How you going, everybody? So, this will be the first time it's been on its wheels for I don't know how many months. Quite a few. Now this front end is sort of, it's only temporary back together. Bottom arms, or top arms will probably stay in now. I don't think I'll end up taking them back out of the chassis subframe, but I haven't got the strut rods in, just for the mere fact I don't really need them in there to push it backwards and forwards. I think the torsion bars enough will be enough just to push it in and out and move it around and out of here in the meantime. And I haven't got the steering column hooked in yet, but I just want to get it out of here and give it a blowout and have it tidy up. So yeah, this is the first drop down, so I'll let the jack down and I'll do it on camera and you'll see it as it happens. That's good, it's down. Didn't run into anything at the back. So anyway, so it's back down on its all fours again after a long time. So I'll push it outside now. I'll turn the camera off and push it outside, have a clean up, and I'll give you a decent shot from the side of what the old girl looks like instead of trying to look at it from funny angles. Alrighty, cheers. Alrighty, so I got it pushed outside. This is the old girl. I haven't cleaned it up or anything. This is only just a couple of minutes after you see me letting the jack down, so I haven't taken anything off the roof or anything yet or cleaned or anything up. But so that's out outside. That gives you a better idea what this car's like. Here's my front door that I put the new skin on. Rear quarters, patches in the sill, or rockers sills. So she's coming along nicely. Like, it's not going to take much more now. Like, apart from I reckon that Peugeot 4 is going to be a bit of a mission, but I haven't got much room over the side. So the bottom on that guard, the corner on that front door, a few minor repairs around there, all this repaired. So yes, what that looks like now. You can get out there and see it in the sun. So done quite a bit of work to it. So we've replaced this whole section in the back window, including the passenger tray. Bottom's the quarters. Repaired the corner of that door, straightened this one out. Repaired the wheel arch. Replaced that bit of floor. Still got to finish that tunnel off. Swap the subframe for another one. Replace the bottom of that door. Done a patch in the corner of that sill. Oh, same on the other one. Was rocker. Done a repair in that wheel arch as well. And replace the bottom of that quarter. And straighten out that guard. Still got to straighten that door, straighten that one reasonably well. It's not dead perfect yet. And that probably needs a wee push out in this corner still. That sort of stuff now I can do a bit easier. Now I've got some bloody room. I can sort of push it outside on a nice day like this and work on it for a few hours and then roll it back in at night. So yeah. And the little rusty patch I found the other day, if you can see, is in here. It's a bit rotten, just this section through here, and I've got that on that other car. So I might be able to just graft a piece in there, clean that up. But it's still full of crap. Still could lift up. Catches on there, it's got to come back. Yeah, it's shifted on the hinges from pushing it around, so I'm going to have to pop that edge and pull the boot lid back, because it was never on there super tight, it was just nipped up, so unfortunately it's pushed forward. But yeah, we've done quite a bit of work on the old girl. So it's looking good, coming along nicely. I'm hoping by the end of these 2 weeks, I should be done with metalwork, like welding anyway, and then it will be just straightening the stuff out, and getting it right, getting all the lines right, make sure the doors are all make sure every panel's reasonably straight as I can get it without going overkill. Otherwise it's just going to take me too long to try and get it done by Christmas, or painted anyway. And yeah, we'll just, there was another patch in that rear quarter, rear pillar too. I put that patch in that corner. So yeah, it's looking good. Good to see it outside. And there's Rachel home. Righty guys, I'll catch you later on. Cheers. Hey everybody. So, a sneaking suspicion this head might be trash. I mean, having a real battle trying to get these valves out of these heads. Once I got the valves freed up, they actually come out okay, and even the guides felt really good, like there's almost no play, but I just smashed that one off trying to get it out, trying to get it to free up, going backwards and forwards and stuff. And yeah, this one here, the intake, the valve's absolutely trashed from rust. And like I was hoping I was going to get these out, because I got the other valves out of the other heads and stuff like that. I was hoping I was going to better maybe mix and match and get these heads cleaned up, and because the guides are good, felt good, but this exhaust valve's just jammed in there. When I was trying to drive it through, I ended up having to actually just smack it with a hammer to even get it to move for a start off. And I ground the edge of the top off to try and get rid of the burr, and trying to push it down, and I got it down to there, and then I tried to drive it back and just blew the head off the valve, trying to push it even back. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that out, and it's all mangled. So she was really stuck in there, so it's probably not really worth persevering, unfortunately. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get that out of there now without destroying the guide, which is a real pain in the ass, because they actually look good. Like I wasn't sure about this seat, how well it would clean up with all the rust, but I think it may come up, but like, I don't think it's even worth looking now, because I reckon by the time I get the rest of that out, I'm going to destroy the guide in that one. And I was hoping to use them because the guides in these, they've got a bit of play in them, so I'm going to have to do the guides in these. I was just trying to save myself some money, trying to rebuild this engine as sort of cheaply as possible, but I don't think it's going to work with this, because I was going to put the crank out of the motor because it's good, in this, and clean everything up, because that's been bored 40 over and there's like no lip in it, and I was going to use those heads because I was hoping to use those heads because I thought the guides would be good, because that other motor done hardly any work, but you got a smashed off jam valve now, so it's no good. But yeah, I've just been cleaning everything else out of the boot. Had a real sort of reorganise. I put a wee shelf underneath there so I could jam some stuff in there, and sort of jam some more stuff in the cupboards a bit better since I had some room. And I want to try and get that air tank hooked up to that compressor as well, so I've got extra volume of air when I go to paint and prime. So yeah, I've had a bit of a clean up, and I've got to put the steering column back in there yet so I can turn the steering wheel. But yeah, I thought I'd have a go and see if I could strip one of those heads, and got all the way to the second last one and smashed the valve, and yeah, I couldn't even get it to move without actually whacking it. I was like trying to push it through with a punch and just in the centre of the valve, which was worked for all the rest of them. I managed to get them all to move and come out, but I actually had to hit the end of the valve with a hammer, like the stem. And then I got the die grinder out and I ground the burr off it once I got it moving, and then just keep going with that, and then it jammed. Well, sort of partly jammed. I thought I'll drive it back and grind a bit more off it, but no, she just exploded and she's sitting on the floor. There's a bit of the stem, and yeah. Anyway, so that's the update on the heads, or that head anyway. So I'll carry on. I don't know if I'll strip this head now or not. I think I'll just get him, end up resorting back to the other ones, and I might try and pull it apart one day, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to go back to these heads and whatever, and maybe have to put some guides in them. At least they're all apart, and I know the valves are all good. I was just hoping to use those heads because I knew that the guides would probably be a lot better, since that motor was still completely standard and almost no wear. Yeah, anyway, I'll get back to you later on. Cheers.